Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos issues 5 royal decrees. His Majesty the Sultan receives a written message from His Majesty William Alexander, King of the Netherlands. At a cost of more than $4 billion, 90% of Rabab Harweel project is completed. And Future Vision 2040 Committee starts analyzing the current situations in the Sultanate. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos issues 5 royal decrees. Royal Decree number 8/2018 on issuing the Law of National Payment System. Article 1 enacts the provisions of Law of National Payment System. Article 2 cancels all that contravenes with this law and contradicts with its provisions. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and come into force after 30 days from its publication. Royal Decree number 9/2018 regarding the Cabinet of Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan. Article 1 transfers to the Cabinet all employees at His Majesty the Sultan's representative office at their same occupational status. Article 2, the Cabinet of Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan and its employees shall be subjected to the laws of salaries and after-service benefits of the Diwan of Royal Court Omani employees and the specialized law of the Diwan of Royal Court employees. Article 3, Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan shall commence the scope of responsibilities of the Minister of Diwan of Royal Court in the aforementioned laws and the scope of responsibilities of the head of the unit as per the laws applied on the state's administrative apparatus units regarding the administrative divisions affiliated to the Cabinet and its employees. Article 4 cancels Royal Decree number 13/2013 and all that contravenes with this decree and contradicts with its provisions. Article 5, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 10/2018 on upgrading the organizational level of the Education Administration of the Governorate of Al-Wusta at the Ministry of Education to Directorate General. Royal Decree number 11/2018 on appointing Qasim bin Muhammad bin Salim Al-Salhi, the Sultanate's ambassador to Turkey, as non-resident ambassador to Georgia, Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan. Royal Decree number 12/2018 on determining as public utility project of the construction of the protection dam in the Jufayna area in the Wilaya of Al-Amrat in the Governorate of Muscat. The above 3 decrees shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into force from the date of their issue. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of South Africa, on the occasion of electing him as a new president for the Republic. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a written message from His Majesty William Alexander, King of the Netherlands, related to the bilateral relations between the two friendly countries and cooperation aspects between them in various fields. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the message was received by His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, when he received this morning Her Excellency Sigrid Kaag, Foreign Minister and Minister for Foreign Trade and Development Cooperation of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Strengthening aspects of good bilateral relations between the Sultanate and the Netherlands were the center of discussions between His Excellency General Sultan bin Muhammad Al-Nu'mani, Minister of Royal Office, with Her Excellency Sigrid Kaag, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Foreign Trade and Development Cooperation of Netherlands. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks and discussed a number of topics with mutual concern. His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, received in his office today His Excellency Sigrid Kaag, Minister of Foreign Trade and Development Cooperation and Acting Foreign Minister of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, within the framework of her current official visit to the region. The meeting exchanged viewpoints on a number of current regional and international issues of common concern, particularly the latest developments in the region. The two sides expressed the two countries' keenness to continue supporting the efforts to resolve issues and contain crises through peaceful means in a bid to achieve the international security, peace and stability. Around 90% is the completion percentage of Rabab Harweel project, which is the biggest in the history of petroleum development Oman PDO at a cost of more than $4 billion. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Rabab Harweel integrated project began to take shape gradually in the wilaya of Shalim and the Halaniyat Islands, with 89% completion of the construction of its facilities, which are expected to start operation in July 2019 to produce 50,000 barrels of condensate and equivalent oil per day and 175 million cubic feet of gas per day. The project is the largest in the history of PDO. It costs more than $4 billion and is constructed at an area of 1.5 square kilometers. It aims to develop 240 million barrels of oil and 100 million barrels of condensate and more than 1 trillion cubic feet of gas. This will be achieved through the development of the Rabab field in the form of recycling and partial implementation of the mixed gas injection process in the fields of Sakhiya and Dafiq, in addition to the establishment of facilities for the treatment of gas, injection systems and export pipelines, as well as the construction of a new plant to generate 120 megawatts of electricity and the waste recovery system for generating steam to meet the need of thermal energy for the project facilities. 8,000 workers from 3 major contracting companies are racing against time to complete this project, which will enhance the Sultanate's revenues in the oil and gas sector and contribute to financing economic plans and programs to achieve development goals in various fields. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
With us here in the studio is Engineer Abdullah bin Hussein Al-Mujaini, head of Rabab Harweel Integrated Project. Engineer Abdullah, welcome to the Oman Television Studios.
Thank you.
Now, let us question you about the project. The project is worth more than $4 billion. Are we witnessing a comprehensive scheme in the oil and gas production in Rabab Harweel?
Yes, it is in fact a very comprehensive project from both sides, the upstream side as well as the downstream side of the project. As you have mentioned in your report, in terms of upstream, this project is integrated with existing Harweel 2AB facilities, where we recycle gas to produce more oil to sustain oil production for the nation. In terms of downstream, this project will produce as well gas, which is going to serve a lot of downstream industry. For example, this gas will be used for an existing or being built LPG plant by Oman Gas Company, as well as supply additional oil and condensate production to the nation, to add value in terms of economical growth to the nation.
Now the project has reached further stages in construction. What about job and training opportunities for the Omani national cadres?
I think if we talk about training, we have to speak about 3 parts of the training. I mean, PDO is a well-known company for being very committed in terms of training its staff as well as contractor and serving the nation to train more people to be a workforce for the country. If you talk about these 3 elements, if you talk about PDO staff, we have a very comprehensive training program as part of our RHIP project from the initial phases of the project. I mean, during feasibility, concept phase, feed, as well as during detailed design of the project. We had people who come on the project, had training. Some of them left the project to serve the company in other fields or other units. Some of them continued with us during design phase and construction phase, and now they are really a very efficient, very constructive and productive workforce for the nation. We have a number of them who were trained throughout the project. Now, when it comes to contractors training, it is a mandate as part of our contractual terms. It's a mandate on all the contractors to take young Omanis to train them and develop them further. For example, in the EP phase of the project, we had a number of young Omanis. We also, as PDO staff, we used to look after their training, and we have a number of them now. They are working in the construction phase of the project, and some of them, they're going to move to the commissioning phase of the project. So PDO is committed in terms of training not only PDO staff, but as well as make sure that we make use of those international contractors to make to develop our young Omani people in different fields, not only in engineering. We have a number of people who work on procurement, project services, and other parts of the industry. The third part of training, the third element of training is part of PDO vision to serve the nation. We had, as part of Rabab Harwil project, we had 200 welders who are trained as per international standards. Those who passed the course, they were recruited by the construction contractor, and now they are really one of the very good, very talented welders working at site. And this type of training really help in sustainability. Those people will I mean, these are technical training, which in terms of continuity and getting more jobs and new jobs in the future. So this is in terms of training. In terms of jobs opportunities, as you mentioned in your report, this is a very massive project in terms of quantities of material being used and the size of the project. So at peak of the project, we had almost 8,000 people working on the project. And as I said, it's a mandate to Omanize, it's a mandate to train young Omanis as part of this project. So it's a great opportunity to train people and to create jobs in the market.
Now, what about the other phases and the future phases of the project? Are we going to witness any expansion phases in the future?
Well, the project is ready to receive any further nearby fields. PDO always committed to work in terms of exploration, to produce, to look for more development, more opportunities. So the facilities are ready to take and accommodate more fields in that area, or nearby area. Also, there's in terms of future project, there is one down the line. We'll have one compression project coming for RHIP, as well as continuity of hooking up more wells as we produce to compensate more oil and more gas to the country.
Yeah, Engineer Abdullah, if you can just elaborate on how this project is going to assist the country in the diversification plans of national economy and also the Vision 2040.
Actually, this project, the good thing about RHIP is it's a gas and oil project. And when you talk about the gas, you take the gas part of the project, as I have mentioned earlier, gas is going to be really an asset to the nation in terms of diversity, because it's going to help to develop further downstream industries, okay, in terms of petrochemicals as well as gas plants or gas facilities, for example, LPG, as I mentioned. In terms of oil, it will add oil and condensate, it will add more revenue to the overall country economy to develop further. And also it gives an image that we have more fields coming in Oman. So we are developing every now and then. We hear about new fields being discovered, new fields being developed in Oman. This also gives an image about our country.
Engineer Abdullah, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you very much.
This was Engineer Abdullah bin Hussein Al-Mujaini, head of the Rabab Harwil Integrated Project. Future Vision Committee 2040 held a meeting in order to diagnose the current situations in the Sultanate. The committee in its meeting approved on three main pillars represented in human society, economy, development, governance, and organization and performance. Oman Vision 2040, and in order to implement its strategies, depend on a number of pillars dubbed by National Program for Economic Diversification Tanfeed, Sustainable Development Goals issued by the United Nations, and the 9th Five-Year Development Plan. Oman 2040 vision will focus on the Omani citizen, considering him the core of development. This includes opinion leaders, intellectuals, and academics. It is worth mentioning that the final quarter of 2018 will witness organizing the National Conference for Oman Vision 2040. The first quarter of 2019 will witness making the final format of Oman Vision 2040, which will be a reference for work planning in the coming 2 decades as per the royal decrees. Still to come in our news bulletin. Under the theme Towards Excellence in Pharmacy Practice, the 8th Pharmaceutical Care Conference is inaugurated in Muscat. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Lebanese President Michel Aoun arrived in Baghdad today on a two-day official visit to Iraq. Aoun was greeted by the country's President Fuad Ma'soum at the Al Salam Palace in Baghdad's fortified green zone. The two held bilateral talks. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan today said troops involved in an offensive to drive out Syrian Kurdish militiamen from a Syrian enclave were soon to begin a siege of the city of Afrin. The president told his ruling party's legislators that the month-long offensive into the northwestern enclave of Afrin had so far been progressing slowly. He said Turkey was not there to burn and destroy the enclave, but to ensure it became a safe and livable place. Turkey launched its offensive to clear Afrin of the Syrian Kurdish militia it considers a terrorist organization and an extension to its own outlawed Kurdish rebels fighting within Turkey. Turkish troops have so far seized border regions encircling Afrin, including strategic hills. Pollution is threatening the recently mapped Sac Actun cave system in the Yucatan Peninsula, a vast underground network that experts in Mexico say could be the most important underwater archaeological site in the world. A subaquatic archaeologist said the cave system historical span is likely unraveled. Some of the oldest human remains on the continent have been found there, dating back more than 12,000 years, and now extinct animal remains pushed the horizon back to 15,000 years. Researchers found a human skull that was already covered in rainwater limestone deposits before the cave system flooded around 9,000 years ago. Over 120 sites with Maya-era pottery and bones in the caves suggest water levels may have briefly dropped in the 347-kilometer-long system about 1000 AD. The world's other great underwater site, the sunken Egyptian city of Alexandria, is also threatened by pollution. Back to some more local news. At the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center, the 8th Pharmaceutical Care Conference under the theme Towards Excellence in Pharmacy Practice, organized by the Ministry of Health, represented by the Directorate General of Medical Supplies, was inaugurated last night under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed al-Saidi, Minister of Health. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i.
The 8th Pharmaceutical Care Conference kicked off last night with more than 1,000 pharmacists and assistant pharmacists, doctors and nurses taking place in this one of the most significant specialized conferences held in the region in the field of pharmacy practices. This year's version received a wide range of international participants involving senior officials from different practice advanced international organizations.
Continuous professional education in healthcare is extremely important to make sure that our staff are keeping up to date in both knowledge, skill and attitude. And this is happening with the interaction with international faculties. The participants in this conference, over 1,000, and there are speakers from many countries. Pharmacist's role is extremely important as a safety net between the patient and the medications and the prescription. It's not just dispensing medication, it's educating the patient about the side effect of these medications, about the benefit, how to take this medication appropriately, and also giving feedback to the prescribing physicians if there are any mistakes or error in the prescription. Firstly, we have what they call clinical pharmacists, which are part of the daily routine ward round in the ward, seeing patients with the clinicians and giving their advice regarding these medications.
It's enriched with the global expertise, practices and experiences through the distinct participation of the World Health Organization and other international organizations. 40 prominent local, regional and international speakers will be highlighting various professional themes related to the advanced future pharmacy practice in order to achieve quality and effectiveness in the professional pharmacy management. The three-day conference focuses further on activating the pharmaceutical care in community pharmacies by presenting 39 working papers in addition to 17 workshops, 8 plenary sessions, beside displaying 29 scientific posters prepared by practitioners and students.
These conferences, usually there are specific workshops, so we train pharmacists in certain skills and also, improve their knowledge in this area so they will be able to practice when they go back to their pharmacies or hospitals.
It's worth noting that this conference is accredited by the American Accreditation Council for Pharmacy Education, ACCPE, for pharmacists and doctors, and by the Oman Medical Specialty Board, or MSB. The conference aspires to achieve a number of objectives, including improving the patient-centered pharmaceutical practices, identify core knowledge and leadership skills needed for promotion of good practice, in addition to determining the evidence-based medical practices strategies and outlining policies for applying opioids stewardship programs. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Ministry of Health inaugurated this morning a video conferencing system for health institutions in the Governorate of Muscat under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, and in the presence of a number of officials of the Ministry of Health in the main hall of the ministry premises. The system will connect various health institutions through a video conferencing platform and will contribute to the professional development of cadres by broadcasting workshops and courses in one of the connected institutions and broadcasting scientific applications and surgical operations from hospitals and medical institutions to bound institutions. The Shura Council office held its 8th meeting of the 3rd annual round for the 8th terms. The meeting dealt with legislative and supervisory means presented by Their Excellencies, the members of the Council, and reviewed the address of the Arab Parliamentary Union on the regulations of the Assembly of Secretaries General of the Union of Councils of the Member States of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The meeting was presided by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council. Fields of cooperation between the Sultanate and Italy was discussed by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, with the Lieutenant General Massimiliano Del Casali, Head of the Higher Defense Studies of Italy. The meeting touched upon a number of developments witnessed in the international arena. Friendship, relations and cooperation between the Sultanate and the United States of America were reviewed by His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser al-Rasbi, Secretary General at the Ministry of Defense, with the delegation of Armed Services Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives led by Jennifer Beard. The meeting also dealt with ways of enhancing cooperation and a number of matters of mutual concern. His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser al-Rasbi, Secretary General at the Ministry of Defense, discussed with His Excellency Dr. Abdulaziz bin Ibrahim al-Saab, Head of the Arab Committee of UN Experts on Geospatial Information Management, fields of cooperation between the Sultanate and the organization regarding exchange of geospatial information. Within the constant of care and attention given by the Sultanate's government to citizens and the contributions of Sultan's armed forces in this regard, the Royal Air Force of Oman, RAFO, in coordination with the Ministry of Health, sent one of its helicopters to carry out a medical evacuation for Omani citizens who have been injured after they had a traffic accident at Al Kharj area in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. As the helicopter arrived at the Bsib Air Base, the injured were transferred to Royal Hospital and Khawla Hospital to receive necessary treatment. The injured were accompanied by a specialized medical team from the Ministry of Health. In recognition of their scientific and study excellence, Sultan Qaboos University held a ceremony to honor students who excelled in the academic field and other activities from various colleges of the university. The ceremony aims to encourage students to exert more efforts in their studies. On the sidelines of the event, an exhibition was held for the excelled students in study and activities. The event was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Saud al-Bimani, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night over the governorates of Al-Dhahira and Al-Buraimi. Winds will be northerly to northwesterly light to moderate, while seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos issues 5 royal decrees. His Majesty the Sultan receives a written message from His Majesty William Alexander, King of the Netherlands. At a cost of more than $4 billion, 90% of Rabab Harweel project is completed. And Future Vision 2040 Committee starts analyzing the current situation in the Sultanate. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.